Ladies and gentlemen, Springbok fans, if you're watching this right now, stop what you're doing for the next few minutes. Because something just went down behind the scenes that has taken South African rugby completely by surprise. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications. Trust me, you do not want to miss what we're about to break down, because this could change the direction of the Springboks for the next chapter of international rugby. At first glance, everything around the Springboks looked calm. Too calm. The coaching staff had gone quiet. No big press conferences, no leaks, no obvious changes being talked about in public. On the surface, it looked like business as usual. Training, monitoring players overseas, keeping things steady after the last few campaigns. For most fans and analysts, the assumption was simple. Rassie Erasmus would stick to stability, manage workloads carefully, and slowly build toward the next international window. But that assumption was wrong. While the public saw silence, decisions were being made in those closed-door meetings. Decisions that now show just how differently Rassie Erasmus is thinking compared to everyone else. In a move that absolutely nobody expected at this moment, Erasmus has taken a bold and deliberate step that signals a potential shift in how the Springboks plan to approach the next phase of international rugby. This is not a reaction to panic. This is not damage control. This is a calculated move, and that's exactly what makes it so shocking. The timing alone has raised eyebrows across the rugby world. With key Springbok players regaining form overseas, combinations starting to click, and fans calling for stability rather than experimentation, most coaches would have played it safe. Most coaches would have protected the status quo. Rassie Erasmus chose to challenge it instead. So why now? That's the big question everyone is asking, because this decision sends a very clear message. No player, no role, and no reputation is completely beyond review. It suggests that Erasmus is already looking far beyond the next test, far beyond short-term comfort, and straight toward the battles that truly matter. Against Ireland's precision, France's power, New Zealand's unpredictability, and England's structure. When you look at it through that lens, this move starts to make a lot more sense, even if it still feels risky. Sources close to the Springbok environment say, this decision has already sparked serious internal conversations. Players are reassessing their roles. Coaches are recalibrating plans. Analysts are split between calling it genius and calling it dangerous. But one thing is undeniable. Rassie Erasmus has once again forced everyone to think differently. This is the same coach who wasn't afraid to bring in unexpected selections when critics were screaming. The same man who trusted unconventional choices when the pressure was at its highest. And history shows something very simple. When Rassie takes a calculated risk, there's usually a bigger picture behind it. Right now, that bigger picture looks like evolution. Evolution in speed, in tactical flexibility, and in how the Springboks respond to the modern game. And that's exactly why this decision feels so significant. It's not just about a system. It's not just about picking one guy over another. It's about direction. And standing right at the center of this unexpected shift is one player whose name suddenly can't be ignored. A player whose form, influence, and unique skill set might explain exactly why Rassie Erasmus chose this moment to act. Before we get into that, drop a comment right now and tell us, do you trust Rassie Erasmus when he makes bold, controversial calls? Or do you think this one is too risky? Make sure you like and subscribe, because what comes next reveals why this decision has placed one Springbok star directly in the spotlight, and why the risk versus reward balance could define the next chapter of this team. Now let's talk about Cheslin Kolbe. Cheslin Kolbe, the name every Springbok fan has been buzzing about, is officially at the heart of the storm. His recent performances in Japan's Rugby League One have already grabbed international attention. But what's happening now goes way beyond club form. It's about his role in the Springbok future and why Rassie Erasmus has suddenly made moves that look like they're being shaped around him. Before we go any further, smash that like button and subscribe, because this story gets even more intense in the next few minutes. And drop a comment below if you think Kolbe is the most crucial player for the Springboks right now. We want to hear from you.